Hello and welcome to ibrainstrom. My name is Vanessa Favila and I'm going to share with you how to use ibrainstrom in your classroom. I have two moderators, Sophia Nunez and Deandrea Bennett, that will be helping assist me. So if you have questions, please be sure to let them know in the comment section. I'm going to be sharing with you some ways to use ibrainstrom in your classroom, as well as how to use ibrainstrom, some ideas for using it, working with your students. In my classroom, I have 4 classroom computers that are used daily and an iPad cart of 30 that's shared with my grade level. Deandrea has the same, and Sophia has the 4 computers and 20 shared iPads for her grade level. Okay, I'm going to share with you now, showing you on my iPad exactly how to get ibrainstrom and all the functions of ibrainstrom. I'm going to be showing you on my teacher iPad how to use everything. I'm going to turn on my AirPlay. And you can do this in your classroom as well whenever you are first introducing your students to ibrainstrom and how to use it, walking them through all of those things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to open up my air server. You're going to want to go to your air server connect right here at the top of your screen. It's a little rectangle with a triangle, and when you tap on that, that will bring up the screen. There will be red down at the bottom, and you have the option on your computer desktop to click on the same icon and it'll give you a QR code. Once you get this page, then you are ready to go, and you can swipe up and connect to your Apple AirPlay. Make sure you choose your classroom. And then we are ready to go. So my ibrainstrom app is right here. I'm going to open it up. And when you first open up ibrainstrom, you will get a screen that comes up that tells you the intro. So it goes through how to actually use this. I'm going to go a little bit more in detail, but it has here how to get started, how to share, how to drag it and share with others, and you can repeat that however many times you need to share things. There's iPad to iPad sharing, project backgrounds. There's something called 53 pencil, which is basically a stylus that you can use, and then file sharing. so that you can always refer back to that if you have questions or forget how something works. Just click on the question mark at the top. So I'm going to close that out and I'm going to start a new project. And I'm going to open up the one called training. I'm going to just leave the blank background to start with and show you how to use all of the other features. Welcome to ibrainstrom. My name is Vanessa Favila, and I'm going to be sharing with you how to use ibrainstrom in your classroom to learn how to incorporate this and to reinforce that collaborative learning. I'm a kindergarten teacher at Armstrong Elementary. I have 4 classroom computers that are used daily, as well as an iPad cart of 30 shared iPads with my grade level. Deandra Bennett is a 3rd grade teacher at Rowlett Elementary. She also has 4 classroom computers and an iPad cart of 30 to share. And Sofia Nunez is a 5th grade teacher at Golden Meadows. She also has 4 classroom computers and 20 iPads to share. Today we're going to be talking about the app ibrainstrom. This app is a great app for using collaboration in your classroom to make sure that all students are collaborating on a project. This is something that I have used in my kindergarten classroom. Deandra has used it in 3rd grade, and Sophia has used it in 5th grade. So it's definitely something that can be used across the board in many different ways, depending on your level and the age of your students, even how many iPads you have. It can be used one-to-one. It can also be used in groups, and still everyone can collaborate. The ISTE standard today that we're going to be looking at is Creative Communicator. Students use digital resources and objects to communicate complex ideas clearly and effectively. So let's start by looking at ibrainstrom. You're going to download ibrainstrom from the App Store on your iPad. So I'm going to show you using my iPad. I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do here. From the App Store, you are going to look for the ibrainstrom. It's the orange one with the pencil. I'm going to start with the intro video that will come up the very first time that you open this. It just has some little pictures that kind of walk you through the ideas and how to use this app. It has think, add idea. You can draw ideas. You can use the sticky notes. You can just use your finger or stylus to draw ideas. You can share, so you can have students work on their own iPads or with shared iPads to share ideas with other groups or other students. You can repeat this by just dragging your sticky note to the smiley faces each time. There's iPad to iPad sharing. Project backgrounds are already loaded in there for you. 53 pencil, which is a stylus, and a file sharing. So you can use other apps like Seesaw and Google Drive, or just airdropping to turn in work as well. So I'm going to go through step by step kind of how to use this app and all of the features that are provided there. So the first thing is at the top, the triangle in the middle. I've already labeled this one training for today's purposes, but when you first click on that, it will give you the option to name your project. It also gives you different backgrounds to choose from that are already loaded in there that are great for many different things that you might want to use: Venn diagrams, circle graphs, spider charts, any kinds of things that you want to use like that. Once you have titled your project and picked your background, you will just save it. So I'm going to go into the training one that I've already saved, and I just chose a blank background. Now I'm going to show you some of the other features. There is the sticky notes. There's the pen option to write, and it gives you lots of color choices as well as different sizes for your writing. There's also an eraser, and with the eraser, the options, it gives you different sizes erasers to use. If you had sticky notes that you were done with, you can delete all of them. And then just click yes, delete them. If you have a drawing that you want to erase, you can delete all of your drawings, or you can just use the delete options to delete it. If you just wanted to delete a single sticky, it's just like deleting apps. If you just press and hold your finger on top of that sticky note, it'll start to shake and you'll get your X. So if you just tap on the X, it will get rid of that sticky note. On the other side, you have the I. That will give you the background. So let's say you get started in a project like I am now, but I decide I want to use a certain background. I can still go back in and pick a background that I want and save it. If I need to change it up, I can change it, go back to my blank one if I need, and it will change it again. The box with the arrow coming out of the top is a way to share it. So you can airdrop it to someone. You can put it in different apps. Seesaw is one that I use in my classroom. So that's one way that I have my students share out. So I'll kind of show you about that at the end. And then there's the question mark that will go over, it'll replay the intro if you need that again. It also has the contact us, where you can send an email if you have questions. And the last option takes you to the website. So if you have questions there, you can always go to those things. So now let's go through how to use this in the classroom. When I first introduced this to my students in the classroom, we just did it for something simple. We have been working on word families. So we brainstormed some words that go with our word family. And I had them work with table partners and fill out their circle chart. So I had them go in and I walked them through how to open this. I had them pick the circle graph, and they just wrote in the middle of theirs their word family. Then what I had them do is I had them connect. So I only had 2 iPads being used, but I had 4 students using them. And so the way that they would connect is if they tap on the gray smiley faces, it comes up with this search box, and it will start to load in iPads that are near to the one that I'm using. Now, before it will pull them up, the other iPad does need to be in the ibrainstrom app. They need to have their app open on their iPad. So I have another student iPad right here beside me that I'm using, and you see it's popped up there, the RMCAI-P05. So I'm going to choose that one, and I can choose up to 3 iPads to connect to. So you can have a total of 4 iPads that are connected. On the other iPad, I'm going to show you what comes up. If I try to add it, this is what's going to come up. It says, this iPad is wanting to connect, so decline or accept. So with me, since I'm kindergarten, I have to tell my class, make sure you click on the word that starts with an A, accept. And it's kind of backwards how it has decline first and then accept. So they will, once they tap on accept, the other iPad is going to get the box coming up that says, that looks like this. So once they have accepted, it will say connecting, and then when it's done, you'll tap done, and then those 2 iPads are connected. And now you see that there is, the smiley faces are yellow. So now is when I can begin sharing ideas. So for this example, if we're working on the word family at, if I tap on the plus sign, I'm going to double tap so that I can add text to my sticky note. When I use the sticky notes, I had my students all pick a different color. That way I could tell who was participating. So you could assign colors so that you know who's participating, or you could just let them choose which color they want. So I'm going to change this one to blue by just tapping on the blue, change my sticky note to blue. I can also change my text size, make it bigger, make it smaller. And then I'm going to add a word that goes with the word family at. So I choose cat. When I'm done, I'm going to close my keyboard by tapping the keyboard at the bottom, and it takes me back to the screen. So now I have my sticky note that says cat. So I can drag this to the smiley faces, and it has now sent it to my other iPad that is connected to this one. So I'm going to do the same thing from that iPad and show you how it will come up on my screen. So on my student iPad, I'm going to use a purple sticky note, and they're going to type in another word that goes with our at word family, and they're going to do the same thing, drag it, and now you see a sticky note has come up on my screen. So they did the word mat. And so this can continue back and forth. One of the lessons I did this week, I had students put like at least 3 sticky notes a piece so that I could see from looking at the colors how many times each person had responded in the group. Okay, some of the other features that I'm going to go over, the pen mode. So I already kind of talked about that a little bit. You can change the size. You can change the color. So same thing, if you had 2 students working on something and you wanted one of them to use a color for something else, I'm going to change my background just real quickly to kind of show you. If they were doing, for example, a Venn diagram, and you wanted them to write different things, so like animals, they can write that on, excuse me, their iPad. Now, you can't drag and share what you write with a pen. You can share what you do on the sticky notes. So if you have them using a background and they're working on something that is the same, you will have them put it on the sticky note, and you will have both groups or both people that are using the iPads to work together write the same thing on there. So on my other iPad, my student iPad that's connected to this one, they also have the circle chart on it, just like this one looks, with the sticky notes that are the same. So they can have all of those same things on their page that I have on my page. So when you are done with this, once your students are finished, if you would like for them to turn it in, then they can tap on that square with the arrow coming out. And as you can see, my student iPad is connected to my personal iPad that I'm using right now. And so that one came up. So I can airdrop it, or I can send it to Seesaw. I can do it in Google Drive. There are many ways to share this out. I can just send an email. So depending on how you want your students to turn it in, you can do that. So I'm going to show you first how to airdrop. So I'm actually going to turn this in from my student iPad so you can see what happens when it comes up. So now it says this iPad would like to airdrop, accept, or decline. So I can show you what is on their iPad, accept. And now this is what is on their iPad is going to pop up on my iPad. So that's the way you can have students turn in their work. Another way, if you want to use Google Drive, you could have them turn it in Google Drive. So it comes up with the title, your brainstorm project, copy 3, and then who you put it in your drive. Comes up to your drive. You can put it in a specific folder if you want it. So if you're working on a specific assignment like word families, you could title that, create the folder, and then this could go in there. And then if you have other students that are turning in work, you can have all of their work in that file and you can go back and check it that way. So I'm uploading that to my Google Drive. So now this is done. Now, when you go to projects, since we are using shared iPads, all your projects are going to turn up in this middle section. As you can see, I have several on here. And whenever you are working on these, they will not all erase. You always have one in there. So like you can see, several of them are your ibrainstrom project, which is fine. I also had students use their name to turn it in so I know whose work it is, or it could be whatever you're working on, comparing, Venn diagram. It's up to you. But some examples, these are some things that I've done with groups. So this one, they were doing spring, and all the different things they did were about spring. Venn diagrams, something that could be used easily with so many things. Comparing here, same thing, Venn diagram, so spring and summer. This is actually one that that we that a student shared with me. This is one that was turned in, so you could see, even when, if they turn it in, they don't have to use the sticky notes. This one they just typed on here. This is just a clear sticky note, so you can't see the background. And then they have the sun that they drew and the grass, and they have the word spring. So that's like an actual example of a student's work that they turned into me. This one was one that was doing compound words, so I used the 3 different section background. So cowboy, cowboy, baseball, baseball. So you can see there's many, many different ways that you can use this. If you want your students to delete their work whenever they're done, like if they turn it into you and then you say, okay, now delete what you have in there. That way the next group is starting with a clean screen and they don't have all that stuff already on there. If you go to the eraser, you can delete all stickies and that will delete them all. Yes, delete them all. You can erase all of your drawings. Yes, erase them. And then they can start with that blank page again. And the next group is ready to go and they don't have someone else's work that they're having to erase before they can begin. Okay, so you can use your sticky notes. You can change the color. You can change the font size. You can choose your backgrounds. And you can share with other iPads. Thanks for watching us today. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter. I am at VD Favila. Deandra is at DJ Benin 86, and Sophia is Sophia Nunez GISD. Also be sure to click on the link to get credit for watching this class, and we hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask in the comments section, and we will hang around for a few minutes to answer any questions that you might have.